Hi there. In this video, we will talk about relational databases. But before we start talking, I'd like to give you some briefing about what we discussed so far in the curriculum. First of all, in the first chapter, we talked about the supply chain. And we said the supply chain has three components. First, the value chain, along with purchasing and distribution. The value chain has primary activities are mainly 5 and 4 support activities. From those activities, we were able up to build 5 different cycles. So from the first primary activity, we were able to make the expenditure cycle, which we spend usually for all the material and the assets that we acquire in business. Then we make production cycle. Then we make revenue cycle where we produce the item and sell it for customers. From the expenditure cycle and the revenue cycle, we can create financing cycle. And on the top here of the support activity, we have HR and payroll cycle for the hiring and the recruitment of new employees. So in this area, we were talking in chapter 1, and we try to differentiate between data and information. In the same chapter also, we talked about the FASB framework for the data. We say the data should be relevant, should be reliable, and cost effective. Then we moved in the second chapter, and we start to talk about how we enter the data, store the data, process the data, and get some useful output. So in the second chapter, we say we can input the data either manually or automatically. We can save it in form of records or codes or elements. And then we can process the data either in groups, we call it patch, or online real time, or both of them. And the output comes in report or query on the screen or document. And by the way, we are going to use the same model of data processing cycle in chapter 4, when we talk now about the relational database. So you need to know there is a stronger relation between chapter 2 and 4. In chapter 2, we talk about the steps. And in chapter 4, I will show you how to do this on Microsoft Access. But before I leave the review, you need to remember that in the third chapter, we were talking about detection or illustration of data in 3 different forms, either data flow diagram. And in this kind of diagram, we talk only about data without documents, or flow chart, which talks about the documents and the processes, or data process diagram. So in the third chapter, we're trying to show the users how to illustrate the steps, the data, the documents, the flow of information into the database. Now we come to chapter 4, and we say, how can we build database? And what do we mean by database? A group of files that can be integrated together, help all the users in the company to get some useful information to get the right decision. So as I said, we are going to use the same model. We have it in chapter 2. And then we start by data input. How can we enter the data online? I'm going to use Microsoft Access in this chapter. Of course, if you have access to SQL, that would be a plus point, or any other software or application that can help you to create a database. Excuse me. But why I am using Microsoft Access? Because it is free. And if you don't have it in your desktop, you can get access through our remote lab and build up the work for a database on Microsoft Access. So in Microsoft Access, I'm going to show you how to create forms. The forms are displaying the screen in a way that can be easy for the user to enter data. So the forms are used for data input, then store this data into tables. It looks like Excel table, but in fact, it has more benefits. And then process through macros. I'm not going to go through macros just for the sake of the time, but I am uploading a link for a comprehensive course on Microsoft Access on Blackboard. You can get access to this course. So I think like 3.5 hours that will help you to understand everything you need to do on Microsoft Access. It's additional point, and it will help you to understand Microsoft Access. Finally, the output will come in form of query, which means report on a screen or actual report. So this is the screen, as you can see it here, for the first time when you open up Microsoft Access. If you have an idea about Microsoft Access, that would be excellent. If not, let me show you how to get access through Microsoft. So here, let me show you the next point, which is how to get access to Microsoft Access without any download. You can write on Google Remote Lab 24/7 Virtual Computer Lab at SUNY Plattsburgh. It will take you to this screen. If you scroll down here, you will see there is a link that can take you to our lab. If you put if you use this link, it will take you to your credential screen where you enter your username and password, and it will take you to our lab. When you get access to our lab, you will get here Microsoft Access. I already opened it up, and you can open a blank database, do your work, and once you finish, save it on the desktop of the computer lab, and then from the computer lab, save it on Google Drive, and then take it to your own desktop. If you need more information, please let me know. But here it will show you how to get access to Microsoft Access without any download on your desktop. Now, I made this file and I already put it on a Blackboard under comprehensive data set. In Microsoft Access, it will show you here, there are samples of tables. If you open them, as you can see here, the table, it looks like an Excel file that has fields. And in the assignment, I'm asking you to build up a table of at least 10 fields. Like first name, it's field 1, last name, field 2, and so on. So I'm asking you to build a table at least of 10 fields from any kind of data that you want. And from this one, you can go here and to create. First, you create table, as I said, of 10 fields, or you create form, and here is form. You can create it and it will get you something like this. So I need you also to create a form of at least 10 different fields. So maybe you can create table of 10 fields and use the same 10 fields to make a form. What's the difference between a form and a table? As you can see here, the form is easy for data entry, where you put first and last name, company name, and so on. So I need you also to create a form related to the table. And then once you finish the form, I need to get some output in form of query. And here is query wizard. And I need you to build up a query like this of at least 5 fields from the 10 fields that you have it on the table. So first you make tables, then you make forms, then you make queries, and finally create report. This report, as you can see, there is sample of reports here. I need you to create a table. Here it asks for state. So maybe if I put New York, you don't have to make sophisticated table or forms as you can see it here, but I'm giving you this file as a reference. Do you have to get advanced knowledge in Microsoft Access? Of course not. In this course, I need you to learn the basics of Microsoft Access and use this for one part of the assignment by creating table of 10 fields, form of 10 fields at least, query of 5 fields, and report of 5 fields. You save everything in one file in Microsoft Access and then upload it on Blackboard when you do the assignment. So, and this is what we call it the database. Then how can we create relational? Because we call it, it's relational database. You go to here, database tool, and here you see relationship. And then here you see that you create a relationship between tables. So here are the table we can create, for example, first name with first name. So here contact number and contact customer. What you usually do, for example, you get last name here. And if I drag it down here, it will create last name. And it says, do you want to edit the existing relationship or create a new relationship? So whenever you want to link or relate one table to another, you can stop on the field you want and then drag it down to the other one. And then you will get the wizard that will help you to build the relationship. Of course, if you watch my second video and the comprehensive video, it will give you more information about Microsoft Access. But my main goal from this video is to show you the relation between what we are discussing in this chapter and the prior chapters and get some information to do the assignment. I hope you find this video useful. And if you need any help, please reach out by email. Thank you. Bye-bye.